Hey, it's Thursday night. Thursday night here in Colorado. Time for RELICS Radio. Joined, as always, by my co-host, Tony. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. What's going on? It's Thursday night.
Yeah, it's Thursday night. Man,
I missed you last week. Did we not have a show?
I was
Did
waiting for you. I was just
I-
sitting there waiting for you.
think I fell asleep. Something happened.
Yeah.
No, we had to take a small little break there. So,
Yep.
but we're back.
Sometimes
tonight.
things come up. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking forward to tonight, just coming on and chatting with you. It's been a while. I think we both have been really busy, like
Yeah.
all kinds of things going on, in and out of work, and personal stuff, business, life. Like it's just everything, man. And sometimes it gets like that, right? Sometimes it prevents you from going out and doing some digging, even though that's that's your way of kind of getting away from things.
Yeah,
And,
but you know what? It's nice to have kind of a layout of a specific guest to speak about a specific topic. But I tell you, I kind of like just being on with open mics. We can open up the phone lines a little bit earlier than normal. Get the chat more involved and just kind of talk about whatever is on the docket for tonight. We've got some stuff to kind of start off with and stuff, but
sure,
I know the live listeners are going to be out there itching to give us a call and talk to us, so
that's right.
We'll rely on them as well.
Right. What have you been up to this week? Like, man, I haven't been out digging in a long time. Like, I've got this new little coil on my machine. I haven't even been able to test it out yet.
You got the
I got the LG24, that LG24 for the Legend.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to get on that thing and go give it a swing, and I just haven't had a second.
Well, you got to come down south. We got stuff down here we can get on. Yeah, we were talking kind of before the show about some potential, some what ifs, permissions out there, and people that want to get us out on their permissions and stuff. So we've got opportunities. It's just trying to pencil in that time, right?
Right. It's just the time, right? Just seems to be really crazy right now. Work, I know, for me is just taking up too much of my time. Stupid work.
Stupid work. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I was thinking about something. On Fridays. On Fridays, I got to go down to the job site every week. So it's about an hour and a half drive for me. And I get down there and I spend probably, half the day. And then I usually drive home. I usually work from home the rest of the day because it's just pretty much the day's wasted by that point. And, I could just do computer work when I get home and stuff. And, man, as I'm driving home from that job site, I go by a couple of really choice old Denver parks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll throw my machine in my car.
Even if you only get 30 minutes behind that brand new coil, it's worth it. Just to get out and swing it.
I think I might try that tomorrow. Just take a little bit of time, long lunch, whatever you want to call it, and get out there and swing. I know a lot of guys from our club hit these parks. They hit them all the time, these old Denver parks. But maybe I'll go give it a shot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it. Any time out is worth it.
Dig a bunch of pull tabs. Some bottle caps,
Some gold rings.
Foil caps. Yeah, maybe a gold ring or two. That'd be great. Yeah. So we'll see. And this weekend, I think
you should. I think you should.
Might have some time this weekend too. We'll see. But yeah, some really interesting possible permission things have opened up, and it's really exciting. Just get the time and go. Who do you see in the chat? We got people joining us tonight. I want to say hello to everybody. Who do you see over there?
Yeah, if you're not joining us live here tonight, you're listening on the replay. We've got a live chat going on. You guys can chat over here directly as the show's going on and have the opportunity to give us a call. And tonight, man, I tell you, I thought I was quick on the button getting in on that chat. Ohio Relic Hunter beat me by about 0.3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So Ohio Relic Hunter says, I don't know, how do they do that? Even
I
I
do. I
know
know
when
how
it's
he does
coming
that.
on.
He eats a lot of smoked meat, and that
Yeah,
just gives you a little bit of an edge over
yeah.
everybody else. That's all
Cat-like
I'm saying.
reflexes
It
eating all the
does.
smoked meat. Is that
Oh
what it
my
is?
goodness, that's got to be
Yeah.
it.
Ohio Relic Hunter Bill, he's in the chat saying evening. Mr. Bill Hayes is joining us tonight. Lewis Bean from Vancouver
Yep.
Island, British Columbia, Canada,
There you go.
joining us tonight. Good to have you on there, Lewis. We appreciate you coming on. Digging the PNW. I was, I
Winner,
think,
winner,
looking
chicken
at.
dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
He
always
won
going
a.
to say that when I see him.
Yeah, he won a what legend with us, right?
Legend. I think he won the legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I was looking at Instagram. I think he's had a pretty good week out digging. If I
Oh
remember
yeah.
right, I
Hmm.
think he hit. I can't remember. PNW, put something in the chat to let us know what you've been finding out there. I know you've been digging this week or the week before. So, Tim Ill Digger says, "Hey everyone," with a fist pump
What's up, Tim?
or
How are you
a
guys?
fist bump, not pump, bump.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Very
Who
cool.
else? Anybody else jumping in there?
Yeah. It
Metal
was
Sharks.
Metal Sharks.
Yeah, good.
Welcome, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. It's always fun to have these open mic nights. I mean, yeah, Jason Weir, good to see you. We just jump on, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Buckle Boy popping in the chat. How you doing here, Buckle Boy? XX marks the spot.
Nice.
About ready to hit a park as soon as they get geared up. Yeah,
Nice.
perfect. XX
Totally
marks
jealous.
the spot. Totally. Oh man, I was just thinking about who did I think about today? A listener of the show. Oh. I know you saw it too. I saw you comment on it. I get a slaw burger fry. Did you see David Rose? He
Yes.
put a picture on his Facebook page. He was holding a ski, like a cherry ski or something. And I thought
I think
all
it
about
was
ski
cherry.
searching. Yeah.
A cherry ski. A
Thought all
cherry
about
ski.
ski
Oh
searching.
yeah.
I was like, man, I haven't seen that guy in a while. Hope he's all right. Hope he's doing good.
He
But
made
yeah.
he made a comment on one of my videos. I think it was something to do about the D2. I almost said it. The
Oh.
D2,
Oh.
and he said even on your videos you don't say the D word.
That's true. We don't. We always make
Yeah.
something up for it.
L-
Hey,
I, let me clear the air. I don't have any issues with the Deus, honestly. I just, I like to give Denny a hard time about it. That's all.
right.
It's a great machine. Everybody, there's people live and die by that, and it's a fantastic machine. There's nothing personal with the Deus. It's just poking fun at our friend Denny there. So
Right. Trying to figure out how to do this invite thing because if we end up inviting people on, I gotta have the actually gotta have the
that's
what is
right.
it? The information, right?
Yep. So Andy Couture just jumped in. Hey guys, glad to finally catch a live show. Andy,
Hey,
we're
what's up,
happy to
Andy?
have you on here. Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy the chat while you're listening along. Get to know everybody in there.
Right. Don't pay attention to what they say about us. They're just ignore
Totally.
that. But yeah, have a good time in the chat there with everybody. Good to see you, Andy. Welcome. Hey man, let me ask you something.
All right.
Did you see? It was everywhere, so I'm sure everyone has seen it. Caught my eye right away. Did you see that story of that
Uh-oh.
Civil War era gold coin cache that was found in Kentucky?
Oh, well, yeah. You're right. I'm pretty sure everybody did find it. Has seen it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone has, but man, that's pretty incredible. That is pretty incredible. An amazing story.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it. It talk about a find of a million lifetimes there, right?
Right. It was just all gold coins. I think there was some silver in there, but man, absolutely crazy. Like over 700 pieces. $10 gold coins, $20 double eagles. Man, 1863 dollar coins, Indian princess dollars. My gosh.
Those 1863. I'm looking at an article right now. It says the most remarkable find was a couple of $20 gold pieces. Now that in and of itself, $20 gold keys, right? From 1863, graded MS64, making them the highest graded coins of their kind.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I know. Oh my
He
gosh.
They found 18 double eagles from 1863.
What would you do? Okay, so you
Right.
stumble on this. Like, what's your first step? You know, like you start. Okay, so you're unburying them. You're taking them out. You're like, oh man, they're 1840s to 1863. Is this gold after gold? You know, it's all in this big hoard. What do you do? Like you're like, who do I call? Who do I
Well,
call?
he did sell. They went to auction, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Or they're going, or something to
yeah,
that
yeah,
effect.
yeah, yeah.
Gosh, what would I do?
You'd FaceTime your buddy first.
Well, my buddy be with me. What are you
That's
talking
true.
about?
There you go. There you go. I like that.
Once I got to, so say that I was out in my field, in my own cornfield, and I came across this thing, right?
Yeah,
And you uncover the first one, you're like, oh my gosh, and I would probably call you and go, what in the heck? How did I find this in the middle field? Oh, cool, awesome, and then we're off the phone, right? Then you find
yeah.
two, then you find three. I mean, at what number do you think I would get to then I would just stop and say, dude, Ken, you have to come down right now. I found 5 of these gold coins right in the same spot here, right here. I think there's more here. You got to come down right now. I mean, is it number 5? Is it 10? I mean, what? I mean, I'd say like 5. If I found 5 within a, I don't know, 6x6 area, and the thing about that Kentucky hoard, he wasn't metal detecting.
Oh
He
yeah. No.
no,
What
he was
was it?
not. He was just in his cornfield.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
as
Uh,
far as I know,
I didn't
I'm
read the whole story. I didn't read the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
story. I was just reading through it. I saw that Liz with Digging Canuck was doing a live stream tonight about it, and
Oh,
it
okay.
reminded me I need to go read that whole story, and I just haven't yet. Yeah, just crazy. I mean, any kind of award like that. I just saw too. Is I saw that they found what was it in Wales?
Hmm.
They just found like some 2,000-year-old gold coin hoard that was like Iron Age. Yeah, yeah, certain gold coin little hoard from the Iron Age, and they determined it as treasure, and it's like one of the few that have ever been found, or maybe none have ever been found. But yeah, I think he found like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 34, like 15, 16, 15 coins. They call it the first hoard of Iron Age gold coins to have been discovered in Wales. They're minted
Un-
between 60 BC and 20 BC from the Corieltavi tribe. Corieltavi
Yes,
tribe. Oh, the old
yes,
Corieltavi tribe, right.
yeah, yeah. They're
That's it.
famous for their gold coins.
Yeah, their chief's name was Brad, I think. Chief Brad.
Chief Rat.
That was them. Oh,
I
can you
think I read
imagine?
something about that. I think we saw something at the British Museum about those guys.
That's it.
Man, could you
Uh,
imagine? I mean, when you were in, so you've been to England twice now.
right.
Did you did you ever come home with something that was BC? I can't remember.
No, Kevin Dowd. I was hunting with him, and he found
Yeah.
that sword Killian. That was 1 BC. But no, my oldest coin is that 92 AD uh, Emperor Vespasian, who built the Roman Colosseum. I found one of his coins, Roman coin, bronze coin. That's the one I
How
had a hard time
ID?
identifying. The guy
Right.
from British Museum had to actually get involved.
That's right.
But
That's right.
yeah, 92 AD, which is just nuts, right? That something like that even survives, you know,
Right.
especially
Right.
in a farm field that gets plowed and tilled. I mean,
Plowed twice a year.
mine was pretty toasted, but they find them all the time that aren't 100% toasted. They got pretty good detail on them, and it amazes me, absolutely amazes me.
Well,
So I was gonna open the phone lines already, but I realized we're not on phone lines tonight. We're on Zoom.
yeah.
So if you have a camera or you just want to pop in on audio, we can do that too. But I got to find a way now getting this link from my laptop over to the chat. How do I do that?
Got me.
Got me.
I was gonna mention the chat over here. We were talking about the gold, the Kentucky Hoard, and at what point do you call, bring the people in, and I had said I'd leave one in the hole for Ken to find, and Tim Mildigger says that's a friend, and then they started getting into PNW says sharing holes is friendship, I suppose. Personally, I prefer to keep my holes to myself. They're on it now.
Now we can
17 minutes into this thing, it's already going down the wrong hole. You see what I did there?
See what? Yeah, I got that. That was a good play on words. Yeah.
Hey, while you're figuring out the chat there, I've got something.
There you go.
You and I are on video right now, but
we are.
How about that? Can you see that?
Hold on. Got a bunch of screens up my face. Oh, toys.
I got a toy. You know what? I had kind of dabbled with it the last time we were on, saying some new equipment's coming in.
Oh, man.
Got a video coming out on Saturday. It was supposed to come out Wednesday, but I pushed it off to Saturday.
You got that thing early, man.
I did. I got my hands on a Profine 40, a MindLab Profine 40 pinpointer.
Sweet.
So, the quick story about that. The video came out from MindLab, or actually came out from a couple people. I think I saw 2 people or 3 people on YouTube that had released a video about the Profine 40 on YouTube. And I reached out to one of them, and they said, well, MindLab's doing a video reveal tonight, and after that, then they'll take orders. And I said, well, you put me down on the order right now. And I was number 2 on the order, and I think I had it within less than a week.
Oh, jeez.
So
that's pretty good, man.
Yep, I've already been doing videos on it, and I've got a really good one coming out Saturday.
Well, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're gonna
actually, I
hit it with a sledgehammer?
I forgot. I already had a video come out about all the features and stuff. I'd forgot about that one. I'm more excited about the next one coming out. It's going to be a comparison video. So, yeah. Comparison video against which?
Let me see. If I had to do a comparison video, I'd probably do the carrot, because the carrot is just like pretty much standard for a lot of people. I know even for me, I switched over as soon as I. Is that what you're going to do?
I did. I figured it was pretty much the most used pinpointer. Even if you're not a Garrett enthusiast in terms of metal detectors, I think everybody's really uses that carrot. They really like using that carrot. So, did a nice about 7-minute comparison video with the carrot, and I gotta tell you, you guys are gonna need to tune into it. I think you're gonna be surprised. I'm not telling you which way I'm leaning, which one I came out better, but you guys are gonna be surprised at what, at least with my comparison, how they compete against.
I'm excited to see a new pinpointer come out. I mean,
I agree.
It's been a little while, and I know, Brian Henry, who we dig with, right? He is like, I need to find a new pinpointer. He has every one of them. And I remember that time we went hunting with him, I forgot mine and left mine behind. And he goes, do I have an extra pinpointer? He goes, come over here and take your pick. And he's like, I don't like any of them. He just doesn't like them. And I was like, man, what's your favorite? And he didn't really have a favorite. He goes, I'm just trying to find another one, I'm waiting for those AccuPoints to come out and see what that's like. I mean, same thing. If it syncs up to my Legend and stuff, that would be pretty good wirelessly and stuff. So that's the new thing, right? The whole wireless aspect and stuff.
Well, and Garrett, with the Z-Link, where they were doing that and linking, and I have the Apex, and the Carrot can link to the Apex and all that kind of stuff, and I really, really liked that feature. The Profine 40 does not. I mean, I got the Manicore, right? And I knew going in that it didn't link up to the Manicore, but I still went ahead and got it. I like that feature. I wish the 40 had it. I'm not going to lie. I really do wish that they had it.
Yeah. A couple of people commented in there. Digging the PNW is not a huge fan of the 35 due to battery usage and vibrate not being able to shut off. Jason Weir says he's been seeing reviews that's no better than 35, only a little bit deeper. And pretty cool. I did post your link into that specific video you did in the link. I saw you put your channel link in there. So yeah, everyone stay tuned for that. He's going to start doing some comparison videos. I know when I was always using, well, when I first started, how many years ago? How many years have we been doing this now?
8 years
we started
ago.
at the same time, 8 years ago. You know what I started with? Everyone's going to laugh, but I bet a bunch of you guys the same thing. What did I start with, Tony? Do you remember?
I remember what it was. I couldn't tell you the name of what it was. Something 2000.
No, the pinpointer.
Oh, the pinpointer. You had, was it that little Radio Shack pinpointer?
Harbor Freight.
Like Harbor Freight. Yeah, that's what it was. Harbor Freight. I remember that.
And you guys use those things? My gosh. You know, you're just getting into metal detecting, you know, your wife buys you a metal detector for Christmas like mine did. And I was just like, oh, in my backyard. And I immediately knew I needed a pinpointer immediately. And it's like, I was like, where do I get one, you know? So like $20 at, here's what I did. Here's what's funny. $20 at Harbor Freight. I go down there, I buy it. And then every video I watched on it was like, yeah, you better go ahead and order an extra button, because the button wears out.
Yeah.
You got to push and hold this button to activate it. And so I did. Like the same day I went down there to pick that up, I ordered a replacement button. And sure enough, that thing didn't last more than a few hunts. And it would cut out. So I'd hold the button and it'd be like, tick, 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 tick. So it almost worked. And I think the first new one I replaced it with was that Nocta. It was actually a macro pointer.
Right.
Back before they were Nocta macro, it was a macro pointer. And I loved that thing. It was too loud. And yeah.
I just pulled up Harbor Freight. That pinpointer is so good, they don't even sell it now.
No, they don't. So it's a classic, is what you're saying. Because I still have that darn thing.
You can get top money for that now.
Yeah. Yeah. So into that macro, that Nocta, what was it, macro pointer, and then I think I got an F pulse after that, and it kind of I got a bum one. Like it kept falsing on me at the highest setting. It kept falsing every time I'd point it to the air, it would false. And I talked to Russ, and Russ said send it on back. Absolutely, that they would check that out and replace it or whatever. And I just never did. I never did take him up on that and send it back so they could check it out. But so it's sitting in my closet. But then I got a Garrett Carrot, and I haven't looked back. Like that's.
I think I've had, so my first one was the original Garrett pinpointer, the black one. I forgot
Profine 2 or something like that.
So, yeah, I think it's Profine 2. Yeah, because the other one's the Pro
AT
pointer,
Pro Pointer. AT Pro Pointer.
Yeah,
the
Carrot. But I think I've had 3 of those.
Oh yeah, Pro Pointer
Carrots.
2, I think it was called. Yeah, sorry.
So loved them. And I I have a confession. I know that you and I were just talking tonight. No one else is gonna be able to hear this.
No,
great.
it's all right. Yeah, it's cool.
So when I got the Profine 40, I was like, well, I'm gonna do comparison videos, and I want to make sure that I don't have anybody out there that's commenting, oh my gosh, using, your Carrot that's 3 years old, and look at all the dirt on it, and it doesn't work, and blah blah. So I went on to Amazon and bought another Carrot. Well, then I said, okay, well, why don't I do the macro pointer? Why don't I do the MI6? Why don't I do? I 5 pinpointers were delivered to my house, and actually I didn't have them delivered to the house. I had them delivered to my work, so my wife didn't see the package come with $700 worth of pinpointers.
All right, so if anybody else happens to hear this, just keep it on down low. Just be cool.
You're gonna see quite a few videos coming out about pinpointers.
I bet.
I have to make it worth my while now.
Yeah, and then a large giveaway in a few months?
Oh, maybe
5280 Adventures.
Hey,
YouTube
I can
channel?
do that. I can maybe do that. No, but I figured I wanted to do apples to apples, and I even said that in this first comparison video coming out on Saturday. These are both brand newly purchased pinpointers, fresh out of the box, brand new batteries. Neither one has been used out in the field. This is apples to apples here. The one's not older than the other, or more used than the other one. So
comparison videos are tricky, though, aren't they? Like in anything you do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna be criticized for it,
especially with all the new machines that have been coming out lately. It's like, man, Yeah, you got to just be open for that though, because you do the best you
Well,
can, and then yeah, people are gonna have their opinions. But it's tough, man. You
yeah,
know, you try and do the same test with two different detectors. People are like, "Well, what settings were you using? Well, what was your ground balance on that versus that?"
right.
And um,
I'm hoping it's
and
a little bit
stuff.
easier
But
with pinpointer,
yeah,
versus
right,
those, did you have a
right.
multi-frequency? What's your sensitivity? What's your, yeah, yeah, all that
Will
kind of
it?
stuff.
All I want to know is it has an alarm. So when you're walking out with your metal detector, does it get like a jealousy alarm where it's like rah, 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 or something like some kind of like don't
It,
forget me.
I'll tell you. So one of the features of the Profine 40 is a lost alarm. Do you even know what that is? That on any other
Yeah, yeah,
pinpointer, by the way?
yeah. I think
Do you,
Garrett has it. Doesn't a Garrett have that lost alarm, lost
I
thing?
don't
Um,
I don't know. So if it's
I,
laying in the field somewhere for a
yeah,
certain period of time and it's not being used and it didn't get shut off, it
yeah,
sends out this alarm sound,
yeah. There,
and you can wander back and find this. It's
yeah,
a audio alert.
yeah. Huh. I mean, I know others have that. I just can't remember which ones
Okay.
are. If you guys know in the chat, throw it in the chat. Um, yeah, I could have swore the
Bill says
Garrett
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 does
had
not
it.
have an alarm. Nope.
No, it
And I
does
didn't
not.
think they did. I did not think that they did. Yeah. I just thought that was a neat feature. It's not obviously, it wouldn't have sold me. If I was on the fence, I wouldn't have bought it just because of that. But
Right,
I
right.
thought that was a pretty cool feature. And also,
Yeah.
one of the I was messing with it, the ferrous tone ID. Now I do know that that's on other pinpointers, but ferrous tone ID. So
Mm.
when you engage the ferrous tone ID, it'll distinguish. You'll get a different tone on an iron signal versus uh, a non-ferrous.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
So
Hmm.
you'll get a
That's
broken
interesting.
you'll get a broken tone on an iron, on a piece of iron or ferrous,
Hmm.
versus a solid tone on a non-ferrous.
Hmm.
I liked that
Gotcha.
feature. I was messing around with that. I thought that was really cool. Now, because I'd used Garrett's, and I know
Hmm.
Garrett doesn't have that, so the Carrot, I thought that was an interesting feature I really liked.
Yeah, they're saying the XP MI6 has that alarm.
Okay,
Um,
good. I have that
but yeah,
to
yeah,
to uh, to compare.
right. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I always, I know when I first started, one of the first ones I was thinking of upgrading to was that Pro Pointer 2, the black one
Yeah,
from Garrett. But if you remember back then, we were pretty big into park hunting,
yeah.
and I remember thinking all I could do is like, because I don't know how many times I've had cops walk up on me from behind. And could you imagine coming out a hole and having that in your hand and turning around with that black barreled looking thing? I thought, man, somebody, just an accident
Could be
waiting to
dangerous there.
happen.
And I'll just tell you, I don't know what the price difference is. I think they're probably within like $20 or $30 of each other. In
Yeah.
my opinion, I'll just preface the whole thing. That black one is not worth it. It was not powerful. The Carrot, spend the extra money on that Carrot if you have to get a Garrett one.
Yeah.
I did not like the black
Tim
pinpointer.
Tim the Digger said the lineup was Pro Pointer, Pro Pointer 2, and then the Pro Pointer AT. There you
Okay.
go. I was talking all kinds of nonsense earlier. But yeah, I like that Carrot, man. It does everything I wanted it to. It just doesn't connect to my headphones. Have you ever used the Pulse Dive? That is
Nope.
also a pinpointer. Have you ever
Not
used
yet,
that?
because I've got that brand new in the box as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, you do? Do you get one
Yeah,
of those? Oh,
I
excellent.
did. I
So if
bought
I
one
have
of
to go
those
do a
too.
ring return in water, I'm gonna have to borrow that from you.
Yeah, it said
Yeah.
something like it's good down to 200 feet or something like that.
The Pulse Dive is?
Yeah,
Wow.
let me.
Wow.
I'm gonna go grab it. Hold on.
No, wow, that's pretty darn deep. Anybody in the chat, you guys use a pulse dive before? You ever pull that thing apart and just use it as a pinpointer? I just have no experience with that, but I am a ring finder, but I don't do very many water returns. To Yeah, I hear that, Bill. Bill says, "Hi, Royal Hunter says we need a pinpointer with a clapper." Right? Just clap a couple times and dee, 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 or screams or something, so you can come see it. Man, you guys see the video I'm looking at right now. Tony's pulling out all kinds of toy boxes, man. Look at that. Yeah, pulse dive pointer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the pulse dive. Yeah,
Yellow or black?
it's black.
Which one's scuba detector is what I'm thinking, aren't I? What's the yellow one?
Yeah, I don't. That has the that's rounded.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
one is just like a regular pointer, pinpointer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 60 meters, 200 feet. What? That's insane. I got a F pulse,
No, yeah, cool.
carrot.
What's the one you just got? The dive one you got? What's that first one you showed me?
Pulse dive pointer.
Oh, it's the pulse dive pointer. So it doesn't actually have the ring
No, I don't think it does.
for the diving? Oh, okay.
No.
With the 8-inch coil? Because
It
you can
says
get the
the
pulse
most-
dive scuba detector with large 8-inch coil and it
Yeah,
comes apart.
It's not that.
It's not that. It's just the pinpointer part. Got it.
No. Yeah.
Got it.
What is this one here? This is
What's up, Denny?
M-
Good to see you.
MI6.
Welcome to the show. MI6 pinpointer. Denny, let us know in the comment section what pinpointer you use. Nocta pointer. Yep, there you go.
Yep. So I got
That's a good
six.
that's a good pinpointer, man. It just I don't like the way the sound hole, the speaker hole is right in the back of it, the butt end of it. So every time I would use it in a park or someplace where I didn't want to make a screaming bunch of noise, I'd have to put my
Right.
finger over it. And then what's the purpose? What's the point?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So I got 6 brand new pointers right here.
Yeah,
Maybe
good, man.
a good little giveaway. I don't know. Oh, how about this one? Andy Couture just said, I need to attach one of my Apple AirTags to my pinpointer so I can find it anywhere. My phone will point me right to it.
That's
That's
brilliant.
for sure.
Yeah,
Put a
absolutely
little,
brilliant.
like a sleeve on it or something that has the Apple tag in it.
Yeah,
There we go.
perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea. You use those a lot, don't you? I've seen you use those Apple tags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
don't
one on
use
my
them.
dog. I got one, where else? On my keys. My wife bought me one for my wallet.
I was gonna say my wife slipped one in my wallet. I didn't know what it was. I was like, "What's this?"
I know. Because it's like, hey, babe, you ready to go? I can't find my wallet. And now we
Yeah.
can just use our phone. And it's like,
Oh, mine did, so she can keep track of me. She's like,
oh.
"What do you mean you're working? You're at that park. We're swinging your metal detector. I can see you right there."
You're working at City Park in Denver, huh?
That's it.
Yeah, we're putting
man.
some new apartments in on City Park.
Then he says the Deus headset they use comes through on his hearing aids.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's cool. Yeah, I was just reading through the chat. Yeah, the AirTag's pretty cool. I haven't really used them. I haven't really used those. But we were talking about Mind Lab earlier this
Yes.
week. I know I was talking about them the other night. I saw some. They just did an event. Not
Pretty
too long
fancy
ago, right?
event. Fancy
Yeah,
event.
up in New York. Like anybody want to get competitive? It's
Have you been around me? Yeah.
Jason. Yeah. Tony's Mr. Competitive for sure. He likes to compete and all kinds of things. But yeah, it's called the Masters of Metal. Mind Lab came out with this idea to hold this metal detecting kind of competition, team competition,
Team.
which is cool. We were this close from having
Yeah.
this competition in Colorado.
I know.
Along with our
tried.
rush to the Rockies. We tried.
Tried.
But yeah, they ended up having the first one just recently up in New York. They got a couple more coming up later this year, I think in October. And then they're going to do a finals in Alabama towards the end of the year. And then I think the winner of that will be crowned kind of like the United States champion team and represent the United States going over to England for Detectable, where they'll have other competitions that zero in, reducing down to that for kind of a grand championship. So it's pretty cool. I guess they had all kinds
That's
of
awesome.
events, all kinds of cool events, Sounded really fun. Like, you remember when Brian Henry in our club brought out that board? Did you ever do that mystery board he did? Where he has, he's got a piece of plywood and he's got basically a grid of tape. He painted it white, and then
Uh-huh.
put black tape and a grid on top, and then he put numbers in these squares, and then underneath the plywood he has taped targets. He just has them taped, so they're not in the ground or anything.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta try to identify as many as
That's
possible,
right.
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I think MyLab's doing some of that, but I think they're actually burying them in the ground at different depths and stuff like that. So, um, and I don't know all the competitions, but from what I understand, it's pretty fun. Um,
Yeah, there and you'd have like a sheet of paper and then you would write down what number 1 was and right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That was yeah, I like that idea.
yeah. Yeah, right. Buckle Boy says they're holding competition for the world's best metal detectors. That's right. They're going to be the best metal detectors in the world.
In the World Award.
Right, or at least the ones that played the game the best. How's that? Yeah, I think
Well, we know that because we have the Coin Huna for our group. So,
that's right.
you
Yep.
know, and I remember our club president when I had won back in 2019, I think is when I won. He had said,
Yeah.
"You are the best detectors," and I said, "I'm the best detectors in our group today." That's
That
that
won
is
this
about it.
competition. Yeah.
Because tomorrow, it's going to be somebody different, and a year later, in the next 5 years, it's rare that you win it multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah, for that game, that was definitely the one, and you did great, man. Like you just were on top of it and did
It was
things
it
really
was
quick, really
it was my
fast,
day.
and
That was it.
yep.
So
Yeah, it was all about speed and yeah, I just didn't like one thing about that whole thing, the fact that I had to bow to you for like the next year. You know, every time I walked by, you had to like do a curtsy and like bow and you know
man, our
say
buddy
certain
Bill
words to
Chapman,
you.
everybody knows Spectrum Bill from
Right.
Stealth Diggers and all that kind of stuff, and he's in our club out here in Colorado, and he still will bow to me.
Hey, well,
He still bows when I walk in the
that's
room.
funny.
Bill
I
is
got
awesome.
burnt
He's a
out after
funny,
about the
funny man.
third time. I gave you $20 and said, "Here, we're done."
We'll call it that.
Teasing, I'm teasing. Yeah, Coin Hoon, our club has this hunt every year. It's fun, you know. We have hunts every month, and you know, the members can pay money, and then we take all that money and throw it in the ground, and you know, it's just like any other seeded hunt. You can find tons of silver, and then tokens for prizes. So we do have those every month in our club. We have a pretty big club, probably about 150 members, but once a year, the club puts on this Coin Huna fun competition get together, and it's free for all the members. And they come out, and same thing. There's certain there's certain requirements, right? So like everyone hunts in the first heat. In the first heat, you got to either be the first like 20 people to get 20 coins. So you just go for it. You got to get 20 coins or 20 certain type of coins. It's different all the time. And then that reduces the field down to 20, and then there's another reduction down to like 12, and then another reduction down to 6, and then another reduction down to the final 3. And then each time you reduce, you have all these you know, different type of rules and what you have to do. Like there was one time you had to find 4 or something like that of each type of coin, and there was like pennies and nickels and quarters, and you know what I mean. So you could find 20 coins and not have the 5 of each or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Jason Weir had said, "Do you think though that the crown champion will get a sponsorship from Mind Lab as a detexpert?"
No,
And that's a good idea. I think it was what teams of 4 though.
yeah, it was teams of 4 with
Yeah.
one, actually teams of 5 because you have to have one alternate. And
Mm.
yeah, for the winter they'll fly you all over to Detectival for the England one, and you guys go over there and have the same type of competition, and you know, it's a fun thing that they're doing to kind of bring people together and have little be like you know represent
Right.
my lab. Yeah, I guess you can enter with any metal
Any
detector.
machine?
Yeah, any machine. Doesn't have to be a Mind
Ooh,
Lab machine. And
that would be tough though.
right,
You
what
know,
happened?
a team. You know, and they call themselves Team Garrett or Team Deus or something, and you win it, and then you got to have Mind Lab recognize you guys as the champion, and you're like holding up your Deus or something. I
Right,
don't know.
right. I don't know. don't know either, but we're trying to get Debbie on. We're trying to have her on the show,
Yeah.
and I reached out to her just so she'd come on and talk about it and answer some questions about it, but haven't been able to get in touch with her yet. But we'll do that. She was just on Relic Roundup.
She was.
If you guys get a
Monday
chance to go
nights?
listen to that, yeah, last Monday night, I think. Not last Monday night, the Monday
2
before.
Mondays. Yeah.
Yeah, American Digger Magazine's Relic Roundup with Butch Holcomb and Jeff and who else are there? Sean and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I haven't had a chance to listen to it though. It's on my to-do list. I got how big's your to-do list? I've got my gosh, I got so much.
Pages upon pages, if that, and then a page on the next page.
Yeah, yeah. Barb says she's been on every show. She has been, except for ours.
Oh.
No love for the Relics radio crew. Come on, Deb. Let's get you on the show. Sure,
I think PNW is trying to call us, but can't use that link.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man. Give me a second.
I cut and pasted
Oh,
my link.
did
I
you?
don't think that worked. It didn't work as well either. So,
Huh.
not
Oh,
sure
did you?
here.
Oh, did you also paste the ID and the password? I think they have to have that too.
I just posted the link
Yeah.
from my
Go ahead.
email.
Yeah, go ahead and chat. I will do it again here.
There's a Barb says she was on Beyond Sight and Sound first, and then she was on Detect America. That's what I'd seen was she was on Detect America. Then she went to Relic Roundup. So yeah, she's making
Busy.
her rounds for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a new idea. I don't think I've seen much with Mind Lab putting information out there about Masters of Metal. So what other way can you get that out there?
Right. All right, everyone in the chat, listen up. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. This is the link to the show. You should click on that, and it'll probably ask you for a meeting ID number and a passcode. And those are the numbers right there. You enter in for the meeting ID and the passcode. And if you do that, you want to come on with us, I'll see you pop up, and I should be able to add you. So let me know if that doesn't work. If anybody wants to come on, let me know just if that doesn't work. And we'll do it. So yeah, Tony and I like the sound on Zoom much better than Skype, and so it's one of the changes we've been playing with making here. It's a little better for video. 'Cause any of you that are familiar with Tony's YouTube channel know that he's been playing around with video with the show. Sometimes he'll put the whole episode on. Sometimes he'll take clips out of it and release them as little video clips. So we've been recording the shows like that. Tony, we like to be on video with each other anyways because we give each other kind of visual clues throughout the show and stuff, and it just helps us host the show better.
There you go.
But hey, you're feeling better, right? You came down with COVID there for a little while.
I had
right?
COVID, yeah. I was out for a week. It hit me like 4 days, pretty good. But, yeah, I'm better. I still got a little bit of a cough, some congestion and stuff, but I'm over it. You know.
Yeah, my mom has it right now in California. She's not feeling too bad, but she's struggling with this, making her really weak. Like she just folding a blanket wears her out. So yeah,
that's not good.
No, it's not. I've known a few people that have been getting it again. So if you happen to run across it, best of luck with you. You know, feeling better and stuff. I'm trying to get her to drink a bunch of water, but she won't. She can't put anything in her stomach. She's also really nauseous and stuff. Plug Digging World Championships. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know they have a gold panning championship?
Really?
They do.
Really?
They actually have it's a big deal actually in the gold prospecting world. They actually have these like regional going to national competition and everything, gold panning. Like I don't even know what the competition looks like. Like how was it speed? Is it amount in a certain amount of time?
Yeah,
yield in a certain amount of time. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a bucket or something and you've measured the amount of gold in each bucket is exactly the same, and who can actually recover the most within a certain amount of time, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got duck calling and turkey calling championships, and so,
Buckle Boy says best camo when digging competition.
Oh
Fancy,
man,
fanciest snake gators competition.
that's
Speed
funny.
panning. You gotta explain that, Bill. Speed panning, huh? 3.2 second pan is a good time. Okay. Does that mean getting any color in your pan in 3.2 seconds? So, pulling the raw materials and getting it down to the black sand and back to gold. It'd be interesting to see. But
Well, I mean, we're talking about all these different competitions. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I got to
yeah,
tell you that I did. I know we just got a phone call, but
yeah,
I did take a speed reading course one
yeah.
time. I increased my reading to 312 pages a minute. Not
Really?
bad. Yeah,
Did you really?
my retention plummeted, but I could read that many pages a minute.
I can flip that many pages in a minute. That's about it. I don't know about that, but hey, caller, we got you on with us here on Zoom. You were able to make the connection. If you can
Sweet.
unmute yourself, we'll welcome you to the show. How you doing? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, Ken? Tony?
Good morning. Who are we talking to?
Digging the PNW.
Oh,
Hey,
what's
what's up,
going
buddy?
on?
How
I
are you?
see you're in Maui, Ken. Careful for those wildfires.
Yeah, man, I am. I'm just out here, digging ditches and some relief lines, and I decided to take a break, so I'm sitting over here by the beach.
Nice.
Those of you that are listening, we're on a video chat, like I said earlier, and I've got this Hawaiian thing blowing up behind me here, just to blur the background type of thing. But yeah, so where are you at? Where are you at currently? Up in the are you at the homestead? Or are you out working
Yeah,
like
at the homestead right by the border here in Washington and Canada.
Washington and Canada?
Nice.
That's some beautiful country up there, nice and green. Is it
Well,
currently green?
not so much.
No,
Pretty
no.
brown and concrete when you're out digging right now.
Gotcha,
Brown
gotcha.
concrete.
Brown concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
early.
thinking.
I know you were when Lewis Bean was in the chat earlier. He had said, "Hey, you need to come across the border. You guys aren't too far from each other." He's up in Vancouver, British Columbia, so you guys aren't too far.
Right,
No, yeah, he's
right.
on the island, so I mean he's
Yeah,
probably a couple hours away, but
yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
no, yeah, he's more than welcome anytime. We're on a couple good civilian conservation core sites and then some local coastal artillery core sites right now.
Oh, wow. No
Beautiful.
kidding.
That
That's
sounds
pretty
like a
cool.
great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. We had another calling in too. We'll welcome them
Who
to the
else we
show
got?
too. I don't know. Ask them to unmute themselves. You can unmute yourselves. They're on a Galaxy S8. You're welcome to the show. Feel free to say hello. Tell us who you are.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, who's here? Who's with us?
Oh, you got to turn down the background.
You got to turn down the
music.
background music. Yep, that's for sure.
Ask them to unmute themselves.
There you go.
They're on a Galaxy S8. Welcome to the show. Feel free to say hello. Tell us.
Caller, please mute the show behind you if you can.
Yeah, who's here? Who's with us? Oh, you got to turn down the. You got to turn down the background.
Is it Tim? Is it Tim calling in? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Tim. How you doing? Can you turn your volume up at all, like on the side of your phone? I don't know if I can tune you up here, buddy. Yeah.
Ohio
Nope, can't hear you,
Relic Hunter.
Tim. Go
Ohio
ahead.
Relic Hunter shows it. We know it's not Denny. He can't call in with the tin can and the string. Tim, are you there?
We give Denny a bad time. Tim, you there? No, Tim's still there, but he's muted, or he's can't hear your volume. Now he's muted. Now he's unmuted. Yeah, Tim, try back. You're having some kind of volume issue for sure. So, Jed, how you doing, man? Like, how you
Yeah,
liking
tell us
that
what's going
legend?
on.
Yeah, so Legend's great. I actually paid it forward and gave that to another. My kids have detectors. I gave it to a child at a seated hunt in Idaho.
Oh my goodness,
Uh,
that's awesome.
Wow.
So I was
Wow.
glad to do that. Yeah, the D2 is what I'm running.
Right.
I have the Nox and I have CTX and other stuff as well. But personally, the D2 for me this summer has been amazing. I'm not a fan of it in the water, but I'm a huge fan of it on the land. I found more military relics in the last 4 weeks than I have ever.
Okay,
I
so
wanted to talk about that. I
yeah.
just was
So
looking at your Instagram.
without giving us
That's
too
what
many specifics, like tell us why. Like if you just stumbled upon a killer permission, or have you just
Yeah.
started putting more effort into that kind of research, or what?
Well, I got into metal detecting a little different than most. I'm actually writing an article for American Digger.
Okay,
But
great.
so I've always been a history buff and got
Oh,
into detecting because I work for a logging corporation that has over 1 million acres here in Washington.
wow.
So I have access to these logging sites.
oh,
And personally, that's what got me into it. Is I was already going into these sites with my wife and kids and just kind of checking out the history. And then I got into detecting about 2018 because of that.
Okay.
With the Coastal Artillery Corps relics that is found down in Whidbey Island, they had the Triangle of Fire between 3 forts there in Puget Sound: Fort
Okay.
Warden, Fort Casey, and Fort Flagler. So to stop anybody coming in during World War I, they were worried about Japanese intrusion into the Puget Sound.
Right.
So we down by Fort Casey got onto a private permission a year ago and found a bunch of Indian War
Right.
buttons,
Wow.
which is on that page Tony's saying. And then this year we went back and we just started crushing it like 2 weeks ago. It's really dry, but got a marksman artillery badge and then an unidentified civilian badge and then a couple buttons. It's been a really amazing site.
Wow.
So general
That's
service
awesome.
buttons. It's been incredibly epic, and we've offered those finds to the museum at Fort Warden over there in the Port Townsend area, and they've yet to get back to us. So we'll see what happens.
Wow. That's fun though, man, right? When you start getting those military records. I was getting the goosebumps because like I remember when we first started really getting on some, and especially here in Colorado, we just thought we'd never really get on them very much. But man, when we first started discovering them, it's just so much fun when you start pulling some cola buttons and stuff. So I
you
feel
can't
for
describe it. You
Yeah.
can't just describe that history because you don't have a lot of it
Right.
in that area, but once you do find it, it's like, holy cow. People back east.
Yeah, the history out here. Oh, sorry, Tony. The history out here is, World War I to current. So you get some Indian War stuff in the eastern side of the state, but not so much on the west side of the Cascades. So
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the show, Tim Hill Digger. How you doing? You got your mic working now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure
Yeah,
can.
there we go.
What's up, man? We got all of us on camera now, so we can see each other.
I know. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Good, man. Doing good.
big fan, Tim.
Yeah. Have you met Jed before?
I have not.
Digging the
Thanks.
P&W? Well, there you go. There you go.
Just in the chat. Just
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
You been digging this week?
I actually have. So
Of
it's kind of a long story. Look, it's kind of a long story. Like 20 years ago, we had a company picnic at a park, and while we were there, a coworker asked me if I had my metal detector with me, and I was like, "Yeah, I got it with me." My wife lost a pendant off of her necklace. Can you help us find it?
Yeah.
And at the time, I was really new at detecting, but I knew trying to find a piece of gold, a really small piece of gold in a city park, was going to be really hard. So I kind of explained that to him, and I never looked for it that day. So over the years, I went back to this park, knowing that if I ever found it, I could just reach out to them and say, "You can't believe what I found."
Yeah.
So I've been going back to this park. I'm working really close to it again. So I've been going back to this park weekly. And over the last, like I say, 20 years, I've probably been back there 10 times or so, and I've never found anything decent. Like 1960s clad and newer, and it's fairly deep. So it's been pretty discouraging. But there's clearly a lot of activity there. So I knew there had to be like some jewelry laying around. And just last week, I finally got into some jewelry, and been doing pretty good. Can you guys? I'm gonna hold this up here. Can you see that?
Oh, hey, yeah. It's like a religious pendant.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, it's in focus a little bit. You get there.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, look at
There you
that.
go. So that's a big giant piece of silver.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So that was the big piece. I found 2 gold rings. I found 1 silver ring, a silver, and 3 silver pendants, in like the last 4 visits. So it's so odd. I've been, like I said, there probably 15 or 20 times over the last 20 years. Never found a piece of jewelry except for 1 junk ring 2 years ago. And then in the last 2 visits, I've got 5 keepers.
Wow. Nice.
Or actually 6 keepers. Yeah.
Now, I hope I tell the same story tomorrow. I think I'm going to go spend an hour or 2 in a park for the first time in a long time. Once they start finding relics, right? Like Jed was talking about, once you start finding military relics, it's hard to get back to a park. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get the coil time in. You know what I mean? So
that's exactly what I'm doing. I know this park is not old at all, so I would love to find a seated dime or something there, but I know it's not.
Oh, it's coming, Tim.
I mean, I've found them before. I mean, I've found seated coins. I'm just saying, you just know, I'm not expecting to find anything new. I've actually found 2 wheat pennies there that's actually stunned me. I was like, oh, wheatie. And you're finding stuff from some late 60s stuff. You got to figure it's got to be a wheatie or a rosy dime or something floating around in there, right?
Yeah.
The wheat's the key to silver.
There you go. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hey, welcome to the show, David Rose. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, thanks. So sorry I'm late. We had a lot of rain this week, and my yard turned into Vietnam, and the neighbors were giving me a stink eye, so I had to mow.
That's hilarious.
That's funny. I saw you were drinking some ski earlier on Facebook post that you did.
Yeah.
I was surprised Ski Searcher didn't come and snap you up on that.
Yeah, I was riding my bike the other morning, Sunday morning, and I was way out in the country, and there's this little gas station, a lot of truckers, and they had a little cafe, the kind of cafe where people still smoke while they're eating. And I go in there, I was going to get a Gatorade, and my eyeball caught that cherry ski in the case, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. Daddy just hit the sugar land.
I've still never found one of those in a store.
Yeah.
I live in them.
They don't exist up here.
No, they don't, not at all.
No, I tell you what, if I can work it out, when I come to the Rockies next summer for the dig, I'll bring a case. If I can work it out.
That'd be great. It'd be cool if we got Ski Searcher out here with us too. That'd be fun.
Man.
Yeah, we could bury them. And then people could dig them up.
The bottle cap. You got to dig bottle cap signals.
That's right.
We were talking about that we're talking about maybe doing that this one that just ended. There's a guy that has a ranch out here, and he lets us hold hunts on it for our club. He's a member of the club. And I remember a couple times he's done stuff like this, but it's always different. You know what I mean? Like he goes, all right, everyone, because there's always somebody new, people that are new in our club, and they're at their first hunt with our monthly hunts. And he says, okay, you're on my ranch. Look out for snakes, blah, 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 this and that. Have fun. But if you see any trash, pick it up, right? See any trash, make sure you pick it up. So at the end of the hunt, right? Were you at that hunt, Tony, at the end of the hunt?
No, but I heard about it.
He's like, all right, so anybody pick up any trash? And people are like, yeah, we dropped it in over there. And he goes, anybody pick up that beer bottle that was on that stump? And everyone's like, no, I saw it there, but I didn't pick it up, Well, you dummy. So in the bottom of that beer bottle, he had taped like $150 like rare coin, you know what I mean? Rare silver coin or something. And I was like, he's like, yeah, I told you to pick up trash. Which is good, because now every time we go back to the guy's ranch, we're just picking up trash.
Oh, everybody's picking it up then.
So you guys were talking about how at your guys' rush to the Rockies,
Yes,
there was that how Debbie was there from Mine Lab.
Yeah.
And when I was at the seated hunt in Idaho, they also had the seated area set up, to test for the Masters of Metal and the gold panning, probably like what you guys had.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you guys feel you're going to probably eventually enter? Because me and my buddies are incredibly interested in that.
Well, I know the next one, Debbie didn't actually make it
next
out.
year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, Debbie didn't actually make it out this year. She was talking to us about having the first Masters of Metal event here at our Rush to the Rockies event this year, and then we couldn't get it together in time. But maybe next year. Maybe next year we're going to put something together. But I was thinking about it. I think the next competition I think is in October, maybe. And yeah, it takes a team of
But
4 with
Alabama.
one alternate. Alabama is going to be the final, so I don't know
Oh,
if
the
that's in
finals.
October
Oh,
or
okay.
if that's a little bit later in the year for the finals in Alabama.
Well, I love the idea of having a team name and
Yeah,
then, and having it streamed. I think this is something that could really pull more people into the hobby. Um, it adds a competitive nature, which I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily for in the hobby, but I think it will definitely draw people into it. And it's a super cool idea. I really have to give them credit for this.
yeah.
It's
They put it
something
together
different.
really quick. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely something different. They put it together really quick, and I think it maybe hurt them a little bit in New York, but they're really trying to promote it now. So more people, so it gives some legs between now and the end of the year. But people are going to see it. People are going to hear about it. People are going to see what goes on with it. And I think Mind Lab, if you win a competition, they bring you to the next. They fly you out, bring you to the next level, and they bring you to the next level.
Well,
Take
they
you
give
over
you
to England.
$2,500 for
Yeah,
the winning team,
yeah,
Oh,
which should pay for your costs to go, right?
right, right.
And it's kind of a per diem, like Jason was saying in chat.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive. I mean, this could really expand the hobby, in my opinion.
it could. I think they got to be careful. With their we talked to Steph, right? We talked to Steph,
Stuff Diggs. Yeah.
Steph Diggs, and she was saying that yeah, they had to be very careful what they filmed, what they shot, because they don't want people to see the competitions. They don't want to see how things are set up. They had to be a little careful with that, but. And there's ways they could do that. There's a way they could promote it and film stuff and show the excitement, show the camaraderie, show the
Well, they could mix
competition.
it up when it comes to target allocation and what you have out there that you're putting on the ground. They could change it every time. I mean,
Yeah.
at least for 2 of the 3 categories that they're running, or 4, or whatever it is. But they could change it up, to where you don't see that it's going to be all bottle caps this time, and you're looking for this. They could change that initial target that's in the ground, or when they do the ID target in that particular category. There's a lot of variables to it. If they live streamed it, they could absolutely change it all the time, because look at all the stuff we dig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I hope to have Debbie on here and see if she talks more about it for sure. What do you think, Tim? You or Dave? You guys
I was going to ask you guys,
doing anything like that, or
have you been to a competition type hunt? I mean, I Rush to the Rockies is a seated hunt, so I mean, have you guys been to that type of a hunt before, where it's seated and you're just trying to pull targets as fast as possible?
The only seated hunt I ever did was at a dig stack event, 2001 or 2021. I mean, the one up in New York, up in Chazy, and I only did it because I wanted to find one of the big Mind Lab tokens, and it was the first thing I dug when I walked in.
you're like done? I'm done.
Yeah, and I go, well, hey, there's another signal. Oh, it's a silver dime. Oh, there's another signal. It's a silver
going.
dime. Oh,
Right.
look, it's a dig stock token. I go, okay, that's enough. I got a dig stock token and a Mind Lab token and about 15 silver dimes. So I'm done. But it's I'm sure it was fun. I mean, I don't
Speed is
seek
key.
out. Yeah,
Speed is
it
key.
is. I don't seek out seated hunts. I prefer the old natural hunts, but yeah, I can see the thrill of it for sure.
Yeah. Some people don't know that it's competitive. A lot of people. I mean, it's fun, right? It's camaraderie. You get together, like-minded people. Those hunts are fun, but the whole seated thing, I think people, if they've never been to them before, they don't really realize that it's kind of pretty competitive. Like, you have people that, especially in the West, it seems like most of the hunts in the West, because we don't have a lot of wild area to hunt as far as to make it a big event. So seated hunts are kind of the thing, and yeah, like Jed said, speed is key. Like, shorten your rod
Low
down,
and fast.
lower shaft. Yeah, shorten that shaft and swing as fast as you can. And if they allow you
Low
to use a
sensitivity.
pinpointer, keep
your
pinpoint. Yeah, right.
pinpointer in one
Get that.
hand.
Yeah, tamper it right down. You're not going to need it, and you just go as quick as possible. I know.
I mean, in
that.
a 45-minute hunt, right? So they'll set up wherever seated hunt you go to, but the one in Idaho I go to that a club out of Spokane does, the Northwest Treasure Hunting Club. They're like 45-minute hunts, right? But basically
Yeah.
everything's hunted out in the first, probably, honestly, 25 minutes.
If
But
that,
the
yeah.
key is as fast as possible, as low as possible. It's almost like basketball. You have the defensive stance and you go as quick as possible. And you're going to dig 100 targets if you want to compete in it in the first probably 10 minutes or less. It's an incredible experience. Now, I prefer, like I said previously, to hunt naturally out here and find history.
Yeah.
But that competitive edge is a unique experience, and it's worth
Mhm.
people trying out, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I remember the first one I did with Eureka Club when I first joined them. We were up in the mountains and there was like everything was under pine needles and stuff. So because we were kind of in this forest, and I remember I was just going as fast as possible, and they let you use a pinpointer. So I had a detector in one hand, really shortened down lower shaft, and then I had pinpointer in my left hand, and I am just like hitting a target, beep, go down on one knee, run my pinpointer, drop the pinpointer, grab a whole handful of dirt, throw it in my pouch as I'm swinging my right hand with the detector while I'm doing all that, getting up, running to the next one. And it was crazy. I was so wiped out because, I was a little heavy, and it was, I was on this pitch on the side of this mountain, and man,
Yeah,
it
that
kicked
was
my
brutal.
butt. It kicked my butt, but it was a lot of fun.
I think dropping the pinpointer and pinpointing with your machine is going to add massive capability in those hunts because you're adding two hands, right? So you're
Yeah.
looking for low ability to the ground and the ability to throw it in a pouch and not look at as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And most of those seed hunts, they're either going to be on the ground or they're going to be real shallow. So in Idaho,
Oh, yeah.
they use like these PVC pipes, and they put them roughly like a quarter inch underneath the sod
Hmm.
to where you can flip it with your bare hands. So what a lot of those guys do is they use like athletic tape, or they use electrical tape around their two fingers,
Hmm.
and they just use that instead of a digger tool. But you can use like a 3/8 inch like screwdriver type setup, right? But nothing above that is allowed.
Yeah.
So it's low, and to get to the pouch as quick as possible. So you're trying to retrieve as many targets as quickly as you can, because they're tokens, right? They'll like paint the coin or whatever each seed hunt will do. And
Yeah.
those tokens will relate to the prize or the coin that you'll get.
Yeah.
And at least in my experience. So you'll go as quick as possible and as low as possible. And it's a fun experience. It's totally different than hunting naturally, but it's incredibly something everybody should experience besides just meeting people. It's a thrill, man, without a doubt.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in our club really talk a lot about it, and compare how each one did. Like they'll go around to other hunts in the West, like they'll go to the Garrett, they'll go to, Nebraska, they'll go all these things, and it's just be like, well, man, how'd you did? It's like, oh, I did pretty good. I got this many, I got that many, and they're really into all that. So you guys ever do any night hunts? Have you ever done a night hunt? How about you, Dave?
Um,
At a seated hunt.
Besides England?
No, I've not done a night hunt, but I've gotten there like 30 minutes before sunrise, just to get an early start because you had to hike in.
Yeah.
And it was so dark that I couldn't see what I had found. And I just know, oh, it's a coin, it's a button, and I would throw it in my pouch. And then one time I wanted to go detecting before work. So I went to this park where it had a lot of success, but it was pitch black. It was like 4 a.m. And I was digging coins and throwing them in my pouch. And when I got home, I had 2 barber dimes. I didn't even know I had dug them.
All
It was
right.
like, when did I
Heck
dig
yeah.
these?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it was just pitch black, and I just grab it and throwing them in the pouch, like what you were doing. I'll look at it later.
Tony and I were in Oklahoma. We went to the Oklahoma hunt last year, I guess. And
Yep. Last year. Yep.
Mine Lab sponsored a night seated hunt.
Same
And,
as Idaho.
yeah, same. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Like we had a pretty good time. And then
That was a good time.
they had
Glow sticks, wristbands.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. It was kind of fun, reminded me of
It's-
when I was a kid, like being out on Halloween without the parents around, you know what I mean? I was running around, like there's these strange figures coming up in the dark. I don't know who's who. You can't really see anybody, and you're all doing the same thing. And what'd they bury, Tony? What was like the big grand prize? It was like some moonshine, right? Wasn't that Was that the night hunt or was that the day hunt?
No, that was the night hunt. They
Yeah.
had buried a mason jar of well, it was water. They weren't allowed to bury moonshine because
Right, they
apparently
exchanged it for moonshine.
the year before someone who was underage actually found it and it was actual moonshine, and so like we're gonna get in trouble for this. So last year they had a mason jar with water, but
Yeah.
on top of it was taped a Morgan dollar.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
It was fun.
I was able to find that one. I was, and then of course I won the jar of moonshine as well. They traded that in for. We tried to drink that. We got back to the hotel. Whew. That was like jet fuel.
That didn't go over so well.
No, it did not.
Did not.
We need to
Were you
throw
part
some
of that
Jolly
team?
Ranchers in it or something.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
two
Cam-
Mind Lab night hunts that I participated in, I found incredibly hard. I mean,
They
you
were
tape-
difficult.
Oh yeah, they make you tape up your pinpointer, right, guys? So
Yeah.
your pinpointer
Yeah.
has a light on. You got to tape it.
Yeah.
And I on that hunt did use my pinpointer, so I can't see nothing.
Yeah.
So when I go out there, it is the most difficult thing to do hunting I've ever experienced in my life, because everybody's around you going nuts, and a lot of these people don't have headphones, so you hear everything, and
Right.
it was complete chaos is what I experienced. It was fun, but complete chaos.
Different, right? Different experience.
Well, it was pitch black, and around kind of the border, the outside of the field, they had these red lights that were kind of like shining up and stuff.
Yeah.
It was real eerie. Everybody had on a red wristband, and it
Yeah.
was just like Ken said, it was kind of a Halloween feel type of thing, where it was
And glow sticks.
kind
and
of
stuff,
eerie
yeah.
glow sticks, and
Yeah.
you couldn't see very much in front of your face. And I tell you, we had talked about CETA hunts, kind of majority of the finds or the targets are found so quickly. That night hunt took a lot longer because you really couldn't see where you were going. You didn't know, you couldn't grid it off real well. You just were wandering around in the middle of the dark in this field, bumping into people, and there was more targets. They didn't get consumed as quickly, I would say.
Yeah, I remember that a part of the field they want you to keep out of. And so they said, we have a certain thing marked over there. It's got like red and white alternating glow sticks. Stay out of that area. And I got so confused. I couldn't I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to stay out of or not. Yeah.
At Digstock, you were allowed to use the light on your pinpointer and your wristband.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it allowed you to use you didn't have to tape up your light on your pinpointer.
Yeah.
The wristband too, Tim, was allowed at the Idaho hunts,
Yeah.
which I used. But it was incredibly hard. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have 200 people or however many people are at your hunt in
Yeah.
a sequestered area, and you're bumping into people. And then, like Ken said, you have areas that have white glow sticks that you're stay away from here. So you're like, oh, okay. So you want to go to that area.
Check this out. My buddy Jeff told me this idea. It's not an idea. He'd done it before. And I just had in our club, how long we've been members of our club, maybe 8 years, 7 years, something like that, 6 years. Anyways, I have never seen this yet. I thought it was brilliant. I might do it the next hunt I have to plan. But he did partners only for the hunt, seated hunt, partners only. One person retrieves the target, the other one has the detector. So you have to work together, right?
Mm.
And you think, okay, cool. No pinpointers.
Whoa.
So one guy has to detect, find it, point it out to your partner. Partner has to go down, try and find it and uncover it, right? And so he said they announced this and everyone was gearing up and stuff like that. And then got ready to go and everyone's in their teams. And he says, okay, now everyone turn to the person to your right. That's your partner. So everyone that had practiced together and had kind of gotten this thing together, all of a sudden now you're with a stranger that you didn't know, and then blow
Like
the
a
whistle
square
and
dance.
it's on. There you go. I thought
There
that
you
sounded
go.
like a fun.
Ken,
fun
I think
idea.
it would have been more fun if they made your wife your partner.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Why do I have to do
I always
that?
thought
Honey, just
Tony
do
was
it.
his partner.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the arguments going on? I would say I would just wander around with a camera recording the arguments. I couldn't care less what was in the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
getting down there. I'm not going down there. Yeah.
No, babe, I swear there's no snakes in this field. They told me they got all the snakes out. I'm not going down there. You go down there.
It could be a ring. It could be a ring. Right. Yeah, that'd be fun. Hey, Christopher Burns, welcome to Relics Radio. Good to see you in the chat, sir. Hope you're doing well. You and your family up there. Yeah, they have a great channel too. Getting Diggy with It is the name of their YouTube channel. You should go check it out. Getting Diggy with It.
Cool name.
Yeah, cool family that hunts together, stays together. That's pretty cool. Buckle Boy, Night Hunt, plot twist, cops will be called if found.
Have you guys had any cops called on you or come across when you guys have been out hunting, by the way?
I have.
Yeah.
Everybody's nodding their head. Yeah.
We were standing in the front yard, metal detecting, and the cop pulled up and asked what we were doing. We said, "We're metal detecting." Yes. Do you have permission to be here? We're like, "Well, yeah." The homeowners was standing right there on the front porch watching us the whole time. Like, we wanted to ask him. He's standing right there. No. That's just fine. I mean, it's just nosy neighbors.
They
Right.
call them on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be an article about cops, Karens, and curb strips.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's
Be
a good
name
title.
for an article. That'd be it. How about you, Dave? Any
Yeah, I had one time. I was door knocking, and the woman answered the door, and it was a nice older house, probably turned the century. So I'm out in the yard metal detecting, and about 15 minutes later, a sheriff pulls up and says, "You got to move." And I thought he meant my car. And I said, "Oh, I can't park there? I didn't know there was no parking." He goes, "No, you got to move." I said, "I got permission." Well, she called her husband, and he called me from work and said, get him out of my yard. So she gave me permission and then went and called her husband, and then she crazy. So that's the only time it's happened to me.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Tony and I think the first time we dug together, got the cops called on us.
Yeah. Yeah, we hadn't been there very long. First time we'd ever met each other in person. Yeah, cops are rolling up going, "What are you guys doing over here?"
Yeah, we thought we were smart because we called ahead, actually reached out to the cops that worked that beat and kind of didn't you send them a message or something, Tony? Tony used to be a law enforcement officer, and he didn't you reach out to them or something like that? You remember that? I can't remember that. I thought we'd send them an email and find out who the beat cops were for that, and we'd be like, "Hey, we're going to be out there, just letting you know," and blah blah blah. And
it was a public area,
a public park, but it had a big community center attached to it, and that was our downfall. As we went in front of the clear windows within eyesight of the ladies that worked the desk, and we were out there.
Well, it was probably, like story hour, and all the Karens were bringing their kids and the toddlers in. They're walking in through the front door, and they're going, "What are those guys doing?"
These guys out there digging holes in the yard.
Yeah, the local PD's like
curb strips.
Yeah, curb strips.
That's where the biggest trees were, man. And you know what they say about trees. That's where you're going to find all the good stuff. So
that's where the drops are,
Right.
So
that's where we were at. And cops just said, "Yeah, carry on over there. Just take it over there." And
yeah,
we called out again.
We just had 37 Karens call us on you two standing out here. 37 calls, guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
And Tony and I said, we said, "Look around. If you can tell us where we've been, you'll be one up on us, right?" And they're like, "Well, we can't really see anything, but just head over there. If we have to come back, we may ask you to leave." But and we're like, "All right, no problem." And we didn't. We didn't have to leave again. We've hunted that park a few times, but
yeah,
it was auspicious start. He's probably wondering, "Damn, is this what's going to be with this guy? I'm going to have the cops call on me all the time."
That's the way to introduce yourself to a relationship, without a doubt.
Right.
Oh, that and the fact I found a silver our first hunt.
Yeah,
I really
you found a
tested
Mercury Dawn.
our hunting relationship.
That's right. He was going to stick it to me. He was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got silver. What you got over there?"
Right. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool find.
Back
for
token.
sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gosh, I love finding those things. I know people get really burned out on it. Who was our friends up there in Washington? You hate finding them, Jed?
Oh, they're the bane of my existence.
Are they really? You find a lot up north there in the Northwest?
Oh, I'm at like probably over 100, and they sound like silver quarters, which is the
Yeah.
worst thing about them. I don't know why they made so many. Yeah, makes me
Dave,
cry.
how many Illinois tokens have you found, Dave? Tax tokens.
Quite a few. They're usually square, but I've got 2 or 3 of the little tiny round ones, which are my favorite ones.
Yeah, those are rare.
But yeah,
Rare.
I'm gonna say 15 total, or maybe 18 total.
Wow.
And
Really?
I think
That's a
they're
good
from
amount.
1933 is when they were made.
I have-
One
Yeah,
and a
ours is
half.
35.
35.
35, yeah.
Yeah.
One. I found
Yeah,
one.
makes sense.
You found one?
Only one.
Ours are from
Oh
like,
man, they're everywhere out
33.
here.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if you
mean,
guys.
Illinois ones. I found Oklahoma ones. I found Missouri ones. I
Oh.
found Colorado ones. I found all kinds of them here in Illinois. I've only
Hmm.
found one Illinois one.
That's because Tim, you live up there where people don't pay their taxes.
Right. That's right.
Well, you guys
That's
probably
funny.
are familiar. I know Ken is with the Relic Rangers.
Sure, I was just going to mention
Yeah.
them.
And out here, I don't know what Washington did, but they're a tenth of a cent or whatever.
Yeah.
They just went ape crap on these aluminum tokens because they're in every curve strip, in every park, in every school,
Ooh.
everywhere you can imagine.
Yeah.
And they sound just like a silver quarter. I mean,
Oh, you got to dig them.
you got to
Oh,
dig
yeah.
it. So, and you dig it, and it looks like it initially, right? Like you pop the plug, and it's either in the rim of the hole or it's in the plug, and you're like, oh, and you're like, oh. It's the most gratifying and then just crushing experience one can imagine.
Well,
That'd be cool
wasn't
if we got burned out, right, Tony? Finding them, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I could
gosh,
take that
I
for a
just
minute.
want to get burned out now.
Yeah.
Relic Rangers, weren't they at a ferry site or something? That was that Relic Rangers?
I don't know. I just
I
know
don't
they
follow
find so many of them in their videos. They have a whole montage,
They call it the
cutaway.
Illuminati.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah,
and they
the-
always, yeah, like
They're
she'll look
aluminum.
they'll look at the camera and they'll go hit it. It'll be like there's this whole like montage cutaway thing that they do for
They're
their token finds.
incredibly common here.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that's interesting. I wonder why. You know what I mean?
I
'Cause
think
they
it's
made it
because
for a
of
specific
the-
reason.
I think it's the Navy impact and the military impact in Washington during right between World War I and World War II. You know, they had all this influx of a lot of people here,
Hmm.
and Washington had that sales tax, so they dumped it out there, kind of like the green stamps, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my assumption is that it was really prevalent, and a lot of these stores pushed it to where, like, when you're at old school sites or at old store sites, you see them everywhere. And sometimes they come up good, but 99% of the time, they're aluminum, so they're incredibly corroded, and you you can't see much off of it. You know, you can't, but you know what it is because of the hole in the center, and how light it is, and how disappointing it is.
Over in the chat, X marks the spot, says, I've got a handful of Missouri tax tokens, even a plastic one. And then he says the plastic one was in an old makeup compact. That's a pretty unique find.
Huh.
Yeah, that's
I don't think I've ever seen a plastic one. That's interesting. There was plastic ones, huh? Well, that's smart. Somebody's like, let's not use aluminum. Let's save you more
Right.
money. We'll use some plastic
Right.
here. But, you know, speaking of compacts, that just took me right down a rabbit hole in my head. But how about you guys? Like, you guys have any notable, like, old compacts or lipstick tubes that you've found that you can comment on at all? I know I found a lipstick tube that was from 1930s. It was in that bottle dump we were digging, Tony, and
Yeah.
it was called Tangy, Tangee, and it was a tangerine colored lipstick. Still had the makeup in it, and it was just buried underneath the ground in this bottle dump, this garbage dump, and we uncovered it. You know, you do research on that, and then I started finding ads from the 30s with this thing on it, and all, you know, how they're saying it's going to make you beautiful, all this stuff for the ladies of the time, and pretty cool. I like when I find stuff like that. I could do research and find the story on it. And compacts can be the same way too if you find a name on them or something.
Yeah, the
And they were
most common
fancy.
one I find is Princess Pat.
Yeah.
It's a little bitty round one from the 20s. It's got Art Deco design on it. I've pried every one of them open. There's never been a coin or nothing in
Same.
them, man.
Yeah,
No.
Broken
same.
mirror. Broken
Yeah.
mirror. Usually.
Broken
That's
mirror.
what
Broken
that's
mirror
what
and broken pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Weir just said, have any of you been lucky enough to find loaded compacts with silver coins or jars of silver? So
Yeah. Any caches for you guys?
No.
Well, Dave, I know you were I know you were involved with a cache at one point, but
Yeah, I've actually caches of Bronze Age items, but my buddy found we were in the woods and we were at an ancient crossroads on a map that dated back almost 2,000 years old, and we found a lot of Roman and Celtic, and I was taking care of some personal business out there in the woods. And he comes over the chat and he goes, "Everybody get over here now. I just found a big spill of medieval silver coins."
Dave lost the glove.
Yeah, so I went running over there. It took us 5 hours. There was over 200 coins. Some were a foot deep, some were an inch deep, and it was about the size of your living room over the centuries. And they were all from the 1200s. And the quality of the silver was so bad, and some of them they literally turned to dust when you took them out of the ground. So out of the 200, 174 were whole and salvageable, and there were 5 of us, and Russ split it evenly. We all got like 32 coins out of it.
wow.
So and they're incredible. They have there's 4 different designs. One has a bishop on one side and then the king is on the other, because they wanted to show the people that God was with the king.
oh wow.
And so most of the money back then was actually minted by the local churches. And so you would have the bishop on one side and the king, and then there's another version where the bishop and the king are sitting side by side on the front side. And that was pretty cool. That's the only coin cache I've ever found.
Wow.
Why did the silver disintegrate?
So it was typical government contracts. So you would hire a principality like a kingdom or a castle or a fiefdom. They would hire somebody to mint the coins, and they would say, "Okay, here's 100 kilograms of silver. I expect to get this many coins." Well, the contractor would water it down with other metals because he would want to keep some of that for himself. And so as a consequence, most of those coins, when they're assayed, they're like 22%, 24% silver. That's why they come out green. They're silver and they come out brown green. And
Bastards.
and it's
right.
because of the corruption in the government contracts even 1,000 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Some things don't change.
So the current administration was minting those coins.
I don't know. I don't want to get into politics.
Right. So what about Merry Widow tins, guys? Come on, we're talking about that in the chat. Still on my bucket list. Still on my bucket
I have
list.
1 3 Merry Widows tin.
I got 0.
I
have one from a local mining site here in Washington.
Oh wow.
And Tony's probably potentially seen that.
Yeah, maybe. We haven't found one yet up there. I'm telling you.
I got one for you guys. Has anyone ever found one like this? Where are we at here? This is the gold
Of course,
coin.
this is radio, Tim.
I'm showing,
Okay.
I'm showing you.
Yeah, I'm holding up a gold bar.
You guys see this?
I'm showing you 4 guys.
This is
You
fun,
guys can
yeah.
describe
We
it.
can comment on it.
Okay.
Tim,
This-
is the gold one? Is that the Magnum version or what?
it just-
For her pleasure.
Extra large.
Okay. Family show.
Gold coin condom.
Gold
Company.
coin condom. Is that what it says on it, Tim?
Something like that, yeah.
Gold coin condom company. Wow.
Been a long time since I've read it here, but
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool, man.
Wow.
Someday.
Yeah, I only found the
someday.
lid to 3 Mary's Widow. I've never found the whole
Yeah.
actual tin, but the top I have found.
And it was in a
Gold
remote
coin.
mining camp, Jed?
No, it's so I live by Glacier, Washington, right up by Mount Baker, and I found it at a limestone camp where they were quarrying limestone and had 30 homes. And we went back there and we hit that, and it's public land. And we didn't find nothing. We were finding can slaw and then There's another can swatone, and that was the only thing we found that day was worthwhile. And my buddy found a plated four, but I mean, other than that, that was it. But I have it and I have it posted. That it's my only one, and I'm a big fan of that particular find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, what's that doing in a mining camp? But you guys catch the show when we were
Really?
talking with when we were talking to Frank Gonzalez about all of his tokens and stuff, and he has a bunch of brothel tokens. Those are interesting to me too, man, because it's just like,
Sure.
different time, different age, especially out here in the West, man, things were so rough, and to actually put out tokens for that, just made me scratch my head all the time. I was like, man, for them
Well,
to survive and find them.
You see what they did with the Indian head pennies. I mean, I'd love to find one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the buffalo nickels.
No, what they did for the brothels for the Indian head pennies instead of 1 cent. I would love to find one of them, almost like a heel plate.
Oh, I've never seen them on an Indian head, but I've seen them on large cents.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, out here they have been found. I mean, instead of cent, we can all imagine what it says.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
just
would
saying.
love to find one of them, but I've yet to allocate that.
I haven't even seen those, man. Really?
I was with a friend, Dave. I was with Tony 2 Cent when he found a large cent that had been altered. It said, "Yeah, it's really cool."
Yeah, I remember that when he found that. You got to remember out west, by the time Oregon and Washington were settled, large cents were pretty much. It was hard to find those west of the Mississippi River, so they probably went to the Indian cents.
Right.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but
Never
you say,
found one out here or seen anybody that's found a large cent. I know they've been found, but I personally or nobody I know has gotten a large cent out here.
I just never seen it done on an Indian head cent. Like I said, I've seen them on large cents. I've just never seen it on
I
an
just
Indian head.
posted a link about a large cent that it has it.
Oh, wow. Okay. We'll check that out. Yeah, no large cents here in Colorado much either. I know they have found a couple, but, with all the finds I see through our metal detecting club and stuff, you don't hear of those being found too often. Person in our club found a Roman coin in a park.
Yeah.
Some kid had to get a hold of his parents' coin collection, and
Yeah,
they had to have
our
it.
buddy Lee back in Connecticut, he's found 3 Roman coins in Connecticut parks that go back to the 1700s. And a lot of the English settlers, they would find them in their plowed fields in England and keep them as a good luck, and then bring them to America and just lose them eventually. And so you can find, double. I guess you call it a double drop. It was dropped in England and then dropped over here. But yeah, our buddy Lee, I think he said he's found 3 of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
Huh.
All right, well, guys, we're about out of time. Tell you what, it's been fun. Thank you guys for coming and joining us, man. It's been a really blast
that worked
talking
out
to you.
real well.
Real quick before you go, Tim, we'll start with you. We'll go with Dave, then we'll go with Jed. What do you want to find this weekend?
This weekend, anything shiny would be fun.
Shiny stuff.
Shiny's
Dave.
good.
Same with me. I'm eating Digger Dawn Saturday morning. We're going up to Tim. We're going to that town that starts with J, where you and I used to go. Oh, that's a great town. And I would love to find. I want to find a seated anything this weekend. Seated.
There you
Don's
go.
a good magnet for that stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Jed? What do you want to pick up this weekend if you go out?
Well, I'm going out. I'm going out Saturday. It'll probably, hopefully, be where I'm going. Maybe a Merc.
Maybe a Merc. Probably be a tax token, but maybe a Merc. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
You can hang
guys.
on too if you want. We're gonna end the show out. We're out of music tonight too, Tony. So I'll let you say your piece, and then maybe you and I can sing the theme song on the way out. Do you remember it?
No, yeah, look at that. Tim just jumped off real quick when you said
Yeah,
you
he's
were
like,
going
we're
to
not
sing.
singing.
Did you
We're
notice
not
that?
singing. I saw that. Go ahead. What do you got, Tony? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to put my links in the chat there. 5280 Adventures. You can check me out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you can, social media. I've got a video coming out, the comparison video on the Profine 40 against the Garrett Carrot. That's coming out on Saturday, so if you guys want to check into the YouTube channel, you'll see that. You'll be pretty surprised at the outcome of that one, too. So, and I've got 6 other metal detectors sitting right here, or pinpointers. So
Oh,
we're gonna
all the
get going
toys.
on comparison videos. So keep make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you guys won't miss any of those videos coming out soon.
Right. Yep. And me, I got a video. No, actually, I don't have a video coming out. Wah, wah, wah. I've been on about a year break on my YouTube channel and getting ready to get back into it. So hope to get active with that again. But if you guys go out this weekend, good luck to you, man. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. It's warm out there. Look out for those snakes and go find the good stuff. And tell me about it. You guys have been sending me messages and pictures, and I just, man, it does a lot to motivate me, I tell you. So keep that going. We'll see you next Thursday here on Relics Radio. Till then, have a good night. Tony, you ready? Bam,
No.
bam,
Bow,
bam,
bow,
bam.
bow.
Now what?